Alright, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. This is going to be a huge informational video. We have a lot of things to talk about. We need to talk about if DLC 4 is going to be in Egypt, my kind of thoughts and opinions on that. And then also we need to talk about, when this is actually going to be released and when we can actually expect to get our hands on this map. So a lot of people have been wanting Egypt to be a zombies map ever since basically Black Ops 1. I remember people were, wanting Egypt to be a DLC 4 map instead of Moon. People were wanting Egypt in Black Ops 2. There was always speculation and all that kind of stuff that DLC 4 was going to be in Egypt, and that never panned out. Of course, we know we're in Black Ops 3, we still never had an Egypt map, but people have gone so far as to make custom maps for Egypt and make loading screens and all this kind of stuff. But we've never actually gotten a legitimately made Treyarch Zombies map that's set in Egypt, but that might change this year with DLC 4. Now, since the launch of Black Ops 3, there has been a lot of evidence kind of hinting towards and suggesting that we might actually get a map in Egypt. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all the evidence that we have thus far, kind of debunk a couple things that I don't think are true, and also kind of confirm some pieces of evidence that I do believe are true and are kind of pointing towards Egypt. So let's start off with the most controversial topic, which is the Eye of Horus. So if you guys don't know what this is, in the Origins cutscene, if you pause it about right here, if you take a look at this symbol on the wall, all the way here in the back, a lot of people are thinking that this is the Eye of Horus. Now, however, while it does kind of look like the Eye of Horus to me, I don't think that's exactly what they're going for. It kind of resembles it from a far distance, but if you look at it up close and actually compare it to the real one, like right here, I don't think that's actually what that is. So if you guys didn't know, the Eye of Horus is a symbol in ancient Egyptian mythology, and this symbol is most commonly used to represent things like sacrifice, restoration, healing, and protection. That's what the Eye of Horus means, but a lot of people think that that's, kind of symbolizing what Richtofen is going to be doing with the blood vials, protecting himself in some manner, but I don't think that's actually the Eye of Horus. Now, I do believe that this is a biplane. There's been many biplane references in Zombies, way more than the Eye of Horus. We haven't seen any Eye of Horus references in any other Zombies map, either prior to Black Ops 3 or, whatever. We haven't seen any of those, but we have seen a ton of biplanes, from Origins in Zetsubo and even Shadows of Evil and the Giant. So I do believe that that is actually the biplane. You can even see the strings on it if you look in, a high resolution picture and you look close enough. So I don't believe that's the Eye of Horus, but I do believe that there is evidence also pointing towards Egypt and some things that I do think are true. So you guys remember when Black Ops 3 was first being announced and teased, they had that one trailer where it showed the front soldier on the front of the cover of Black Ops 3, and it was made up of like really weird symbols and numbers, and it had certain coordinates that people were smart enough to put into Google Maps and find different locations around the world, and one of those locations happened to be Cairo, very, very close to the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. And since it was made of all these weird numbers and characters, there was also different ones that kind of were maybe more or less a coincidence, but it also ended up with 935 and the number 115 as well. So it had, you could say that this is just relating to that one campaign mission in Cairo. While that could be true, it also could be referring to this maybe particular Zombies map that is very, very close to, maybe Egypt or in the pyramids of Giza. Just so happens to be with 115 and 935. That's just kind of mysterious, a little bit sketchy. Let me know what you guys think about that. A lot of people have been holding on to this information and saying like, oh, this is the confirmation that DLC 4 is going to be in Egypt. I don't know about that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. But moving on here, this is where the information gets really juicy, and this is kind of where the whole meat of the video is at. So there was a Black Ops 3 trailer a while ago. This is way back in the day, before Black Ops 3. This is when it was just being teased and being announced. And there was this one trailer in which there was one frame that flashed by. You had to slow it down and go back and watch it to catch this. You would not catch it if you just watched it full speed. But there was one particular screenshot that flashed by, and this is what it looked like. Now, this is very, very interesting. It shows like a pyramid or a temple being held up by like these weird tentacle or just like these weird creature arms. Like, I'm not even really sure what those are. It's just like weird tentacles holding up some sort of temple or pyramid. It looks very, very strange, but that flashed by really quick. We haven't had any references to any Zombies maps, explaining that whatsoever. So that is still an unanswered question. Do you think that that's referring to DLC 4? That's maybe giving us a little bit of information to play around with about actually, the location of DLC 4. So if you guys listen to Richtofen's character quotes in game, if you're playing Zetsubo or the Giant, that's probably the most frequent occurrences of this happening. But basically, Richtofen is always talking about the Great War. It's some sort of great battle or great war that went on that we have not played in yet, but he's always referencing it and talking about it. So I want you to just kind of keep that in mind as we go into this next part. So you guys know that Shadows of Evil is heavily influenced by H.P. Lovecraft's writing, The Call of Cthulhu. That's basically what the whole backstory and lore is, heavily influenced by. Now, H.P. Lovecraft wrote another book called Imprisoned with the Pharaohs, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the actual synopsis of this book. So basically, Houdini was captured by a tour guide, and he was put, into the pyramids of Giza, and he wakes up from a nightmare, and he's trying to escape. He's trying to leave, and he thinks he feels like a draft from the outside, and he's trying to leave this temple, but he actually ends up going down in the temple further, and he runs into something that he never expected. He finds an army of half man and half animal mummies, and they're all, making a sacrifice to, or making offerings to a hippopotamus-sized 5-headed tentacle beast that appears from coming out of the wall. Now he realized that this isn't actually, a species of its own. This is just a claw or some sort of hand of a bigger creature. Now what this sounds like to me is talking about the apothecary monster that we see at the beginning, after you do the rituals on Shadows of Evil. I believe that's what this is referencing, and I think this is all leading up to the great battle that's going to happen in Egypt. I believe the apothecaries and the Vril are going to fight it out, and that universe is going to end up ending, along with our 2.0 characters, the younger versions of our 1.0 characters, right? That's pretty much all the information evidence we have today. I do believe that DLC 4 Egypt is going to be, in the pyramids of Giza, somewhere near Cairo. Now that's just kind of my personal speculation, but I think that personally, I think that Egypt would be a fantastic place to have a zombies map. You can literally do so many things with, ancient Egyptian mythology. There's just so much potential that they could do for a zombies map. I think it'd be a great way to end DLC 4, and it'd be a great place to have, a huge battle. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys do drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh yeah, let me get to one more thing. The release date, I almost forgot, is going to be after CoD Xp. We know that because we're going to be able to get our hands on DLC 4 at CoD Xp. So it's going to be sometimes after September 4th. When it's actually going to be, we don't know for sure just yet. It'll probably be announced at CoD Xp. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.